Freedom is born. Freedom is not cheap. It's not cheap. It's not something you do buying and selling and you get. You have to fight for it, so you treasure it when it comes. I am broadcasting from New York City in America, the land of the free, the land of the brave, those who understand the meaning of liberty. Britain was colonizing them. They fought Britain. Britain killed them. They killed the British. In the end, Britain left them alone. That's how life is. There is this fight we have been postponing. We must meet our enemies. They don't understand civility. They do not understand decency. If you try to engage in a conversation with them, they bring out dagger to stab you. They don't reason very well. They don't know the meaning of evangelism. They don't understand the meaning of people going out to rally. They don't understand what a simple march means, to go out and preach the gospel. They don't understand crusade. Why would they shut down the church in Asarok if they were human beings? These are vagabonds. I was Fulani, and I'm very, very glad that this gospel is being received all over the world. I'm telling you, more white people listen to Radio Biafra than black people. And the results are showing everywhere. And I will tell you what it has done this very morning. Not us reporting it, but by the Zoo media. I can tell you, the world is beginning to reject. If you're in Nigeria now, you're in serious trouble. Very massive trouble, I tell you. Ask them now. They are abandoning them everywhere. Once you say you're in Nigeria, you're finished. That is the work of Radio Biafra IPOB. As I said to Buhari, you can bring your fear. You see, there is fear and intimidation. They will arrest people, they will lock us up, they will kill us, and it is normal. In the end, we are going to be free. Apartheid did it in South Africa. They tried for many years to clamp down. Did they succeed? They failed eventually. The same way that the zoo is falling, the same way it's crumbling, the same way it's going to fail. And everybody who is part and parcel of this conspiracy, Willie Obiano of Anambra State, is also held responsible for this. Willie Obiano. We are saying it so that the world will know. Are we going to revenge? Of course, yes. The time and the place is of our own choosing. Nobody will determine that for us. We do things in our own way. There is nothing I have said before we have not done. If I tell you we are going to revenge, we are. Just trust me on this. And when we do, you will say, I told you so. Because everything I say, I do. Be mindful of that. This is Radio Biafra once again. Welcome you. We will, of course, proceed. We will proceed with every intention to spread this very gospel in truth and in every honesty. They killed our people on Sunday, the 30th of August. 3 people are dead. Many more are wounded. They are still receiving treatment. We have received report that some doctors performed admirably. Of course, they did. Some doctors did very well by responding to those that were injured. If everybody had been taken to this very doctor, they would have all survived it. Because they died from blood loss. Not from any serious tissue, internal organ damage. They died from the loss of blood. Had there been any way to stop the blood from being lost from the body, they would have survived. They would have survived. The doctors who are culpable, we know what to do. Those who helped our people, those who helped their own people. Because all the doctors are Biafrans. We commend all of you. And we thank you for your bravery. We have also made it very clear that there is no law prohibiting anybody from being treated, even if you have sustained gunshot wounds. There is no law stopping any doctor from treating anybody. Why those doctors had to invoke, go and bring police report, I have no idea. But when the time comes, we shall deal with that very matter. Right now, we must proceed. We need to proceed. The pedophile and terrorist, the foreman of Islamization, the very representative of Uthman Danfodio having descended from him, the man who has come to spread Sharia, a pedophile and child rapist, Muhammadu Buhari, because everything we tell with facts and figures. The killer of our people at Onisha, the very coward that goes about massacring innocent people, Muhammadu Buhari. They are threatening our satellite providers, threatening them to chase them out of Africa unless they cut our signals. This very man who has come to bring darkness, this very man who has brought death to our people, his name is Muhammadu Buhari from Daura in Katsina. He is a Fulani man. They descended upon the zoo from Mali and from Senegal. They are cattle rearers and headsmen. They are nomads. Before, Awasa Fulani don't used to have a house. They do not have a house. They don't have house. They move from place to place with their cattle. They drink the blood of the cattle and the milk. They don't even eat meat. That is why their legs are so tiny. Go and look at them. All of them. Even Buhari, you will know. They don't feed properly. It's in their nature. Today, somebody who is a cattle rearer is the one presiding over the affairs and the lives of the children of heaven. And some of the people that those who are privileged to answer our names, of course not fathered by us, they are there trying to excuse what is in essence inexcusable. This same man I've been describing all along, the killer of civilians, a child rapist and murderer, Buhari, has ordered the closure of Asorok Church. The one Jonathan used to go to. He has closed it down. Buhari has shut down the church. The zoo journalists will not write about it nor comment about it. What they are doing as always is acquiescence, to pretend they don't know this is going on. They have closed down Asorok Church because Islam is in charge. Welcome to the so-called one Nigeria. As I will tell American government, of course, since I'm here, if anybody comes to you and says, I am a Nigerian, please put them in prison first and then ask questions later, because you are dealing with a fraudster. If they come to you and say, I am a Biafran, but I'm carrying a Nigerian passport, you may excuse them. But if they come and say, I am a Nigerian, please put them in prison and throw away the keys. Because you are looking at the child of darkness and Satan. They are evil. They have closed down the church at the presidential villa. They have shut it down. I hope the world is listening. I hope Obama is listening. They have shut down the church at Asorok. Are you aware of it? Islam is on the march everywhere. They want to take over the whole world. And good people are listening and keeping quiet. Islam is on the march. Biafra land is the only place untainted by Islam across West Africa. And people are quiet as these murderous barbarians come down to kill the civilized children of light. Very, very sad indeed. We are live and we are direct. Chukwukika Biama is the one presiding, and we must preach this very gospel. We need to preach it. We must preach it. Things are getting more difficult for the zoo, baboons, and monkeys. Every Nigerian. That is the work of Radio Biafra IPOB. We are making Nigeria untenable. That name Nigeria will be destroyed completely and totally. And how are we doing it? Or should I say, how is that manifesting? They are now saying that baboons and monkeys called Nigerians are being turned down for jobs all over the world. Once you present your passport as a Nigerian, you are finished. This morning we give you a first-hand account of those directly affected and what they are going through. What they are going through, you will be amazed. You will be amazed as to what people are going through. The zoo is crumbling. The zoo is falling. It is disintegrating. And it is our responsibility and our duty to inform mankind about it. We must tell humanity about it. The zoo is falling. If you are a Nigerian, which means you're either a monkey or a baboon, your days are numbered. The world now knows about you very, very well. They know you're a criminal, you're a fraudster. You people condone evil. You are too lazy to fight evil. The reason why America is at the forefront, or should I say preeminence in terms of civilization and advancement, is because they fight evil in America. If you are their president and you're corrupt, they will try you in public. They don't give a damn. They are in pursuit of the truth. That is why they are civilized. Look at Africa. Look at how wretched Africa is because you condone evil. I can see some Yoruba people smiling and laughing that defenseless, innocent people were killed. That is black people for you, black from Africa. Why Chukwu Abiyama bothered making us, I have no idea. Very, very evil and wicked. If you kill people that came out peacefully to march, it means you're asking them to go and get armed. That's all you're asking for. Because if I come out to express my views, you shoot at me and you kill me. That means before I can come out to speak, I need to go and get a gun. If you shoot me, I shoot you back. That is why we adopt our strategy. That is why we do what we do. And nobody can blame us. If it is revenge, it must come. The time, the place, the manner is left to us to determine and to decide. The world cannot blame us. We came out to preach, to evangelize, and they killed us. We are not armed, nothing. Only the flyer, they shot at us. What then do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? No jobs, no schools, no roads, no hospitals, nothing is functioning. People are moving about, walking on two legs. You think they're human beings. They are worse. They are lower than animals. I'm telling you. Both in terms of their reasoning capacity and their propensity to comprehend evil. Because they cannot comprehend evil. Very, very useless people indeed. We have to be honest. Baboons and monkeys called Nigerians, they are crying. We are finding it difficult to get jobs outside. The name Nigeria is in the gutter. Nobody wants to know anymore. You will not be surprised. Last week, they spent 16 billion naira importing tomatoes. Most of you did not know. Tomatoes. 16 billion. Today, the zoo is importing watermelon and banana. Why are they importing all these things? Because the ones that is grown inside the zoo is being poisoned. Some of you don't listen, you eat watermelon. Awusa is pumping. They are using needle to pump ricin inside it. That is why a disproportionate amount of people are dying. ShopRite has discovered this very truth, and they have now decided to import their watermelon and banana from South Africa and from Ghana respectively. Do you appreciate what I'm saying? They are importing watermelon and banana because Awusa Fulani is poisoning. Awusa Fulani is poisoning the watermelon supply. That is something you ought to know. That is something you need to know. We must continue. This is Radio Biafra. He said he's going to give primary school pupils free meals. The reason why we are bringing this news this morning is to tell mankind how foolish black people are. When we say it, some of them get upset. Somebody wrote to me and said in Igwacha that some people are complaining. They said they won't listen again, that they are being insulted. I said, if you're not an idiot, I won't insult you. You must be a fool. The reason black people don't move forward is because of their useless sentimentality. Their useless sentimentality. That is something they don't quite understand nor appreciate. Buhari said he's going to give primary school pupils free meals. It is now in the gift of a president to be dishing out meals. Or should I say head of state, a killer and a terrorist. Because on the 30th of August, what happened at Onisha was a terrorist attack carried out by the zoo, by Nigeria, against innocent people. We have no choice than to seek to defend ourselves. Catholic Archbishop of Owerri says the pedophile, the terrorist, the dullard of Daura, Buhari, is behaving like a soldier and being sectionalist. Everybody is now speaking out. I hope they will continue to do so, but being black people after a while, they will simply disappear. And talking about the dullard, I don't know another Awusa man he has lined up of Fulani, Islamic Boko Haram. They have, it's a government of Boko Haram. They are moving Boko Haram about. Even those sacked in the army before for being affiliated to Boko Haram, he's bringing all of them back. Some of you don't know what you agreed to. Obama, you can see what you have done. People don't know what they have agreed to by putting Buhari in power. It's like putting Lucifer in charge of the congregation. The man is evil. Buhari is beyond evil. Any man who can rape a 9-year-old girl playing with the daughter, there is nothing that man cannot do. It means you are a cold-blooded killer. That's who you are. What have they done again? Buhari have also sacked the SSS spokesperson, Marilyn Oga, because she's not Hausa Fulani. She's not a supporter of Boko Haram. So she must be removed. They have sent her on compulsory retirement. Look at how they are treating the so-called Nigeria. It's a private Hausa Fulani affair. Hausa Fulani everywhere. They determine who lives, who dies, who to give AK-47 to. They don't go to school. They're not well read. They're not learned. They can't even pass common entrance. They cannot pass it. But they give them guns and they give them bullets. Obama is watching over this murderous regime in the zoo called Nigeria. Murderous outrage being encouraged by the British to go about killing innocent people. All of you are now quiet. Any day we respond, you will start shouting and jumping up and down. You will all perish, all of you. Hypocrites you are. Now that this idiot you put in power, the do-lord of Daura Buhari, is causing mayhem, killing innocent people, nobody's talking. You are all quiet. I'm pretending. Because of falling oil price and gas, you think that putting an idiot in charge of people who are naturally endowed is the best way to control them. You think that is what I call inverted colonialism. By giving our Fulani the power, you want to hold down creativity. Look at you are crumbling under the weight of refugee. Had African countries been developed, will you have refugee crisis? You should be able to reason like human beings. You are meant to be white and European, British. Why don't you vote in people who can reason like one? If Africa is developed, which means if Biafra stands independent, because the only way black Africa can be developed is if Biafra is free. If Biafra is standing as an independent nation, you won't have refugee crisis. If Biafra stands alone as an independent nation, it will engender competition. The reason why the world is racing ahead, you have aeroplanes today, you have everything that life can offer, is because of competition. I mean, America. Is Microsoft not allowed to compete with Apple? Is there no antitrust laws in this very fine nation that stops you from stopping other competitors from coming up? You compete. That's why America is number one. Competition. China is now competing with you as to who will be the best economy in the world. That is how life is. It produces the best in people. For you to know the fastest man on earth, there has to be 100 meters competition. It helps everybody. You came to Africa, you want to impoverish everybody in Africa. And somehow, you think you're having fun. That is why you're having refugees. That is why through those refugees, that is virulent Islam is coming. You cannot stop it. In Europe, and even in America here, it is coming. Had Biafra been free, if you set Biafra free, it will make other African countries to review themselves and say, if this black nation can be doing well, so can we. You will solve your refugee crisis. You will solve your refugee problems. Instead of going to Europe, people can come to Africa. Africa has so much space and land. I would have thought that those who went to school to do policy studies would have been able to know this. But unfortunately, that is not the case. Very, very sad indeed. The Zoo Army have now reinstated 3,032 Boko Haram soldiers who were dismissed. That brought them back. Boko Haram is firmly in charge. But of course, what I call the curse of the black mind, the curse of the black person, inability to reason and to act on reason. That is the problem with the black man. One, you don't reason very well. Even when you articulate one, to act upon it becomes a problem. Why were these soldiers sacked? They were sacked for complicity. They were leaking information to Boko Haram. They were the ones giving their weapons to Boko Haram. Why bring them back? Because Boko Haram is firmly in charge now. Because Buhari is the chief sponsor of Boko Haram. Who doesn't know it? A man who came out openly and said, I will spread Sharia everywhere. Yet the world is looking on sheepishly and mopishly as this idiot is going about killing innocent people. Killing innocent people. And the primitivity of a black baboon and monkey in Africa will not allow them to be able to see reason, to comprehend reason, to discern, to make sense of their stupidity. The black man is a disgrace upon the face of the earth, I tell you. Massive, massive disgrace. How come you cannot confront evil? How come you cannot say no to a man sending out Navy? Navy will leave the sea to come on land. Why are they on land? To kill civilians. Is that how Navy is supposed to operate? How many of you here in New York have seen naval officers before on the ground? How many have you seen in America? These are people with frigates, with warships. The biggest ship they have in the zoo, warship, is NNS Aradu. Is it working? The answer is no. Babangida disabled it. He was afraid that somebody can take it over and fire a cannon at Dodan Barracks. These are the type of primitive people. You run an army only to kill civilians, and you're telling me you're an army. You went to Cameroon, you couldn't win the war in Bakassi. You went to peacekeeping, you were disgraced, and you came back. You are fighting Boko Haram, you cannot win. It's only when it comes to civilians, somehow your AK-47 is not working. When it comes to Boko Haram, oh, we are having all the equipment, so it's not working. But when it comes to shooting unarmed young men, going out to evangelize, surprise, surprise, you are now an army. We are waiting for Obiano to come back. They said he traveled. Then we'll ask him how if Peter B told him to give the order to fire. My goodness me. This story is going to spread and spread. The repercussions of the killing of our people in Onitsha. The world, you know me, when I tell you something, it happens. The world will hear it. And when they open their stupid mouth to speak, we'll tell them men can only die once. That's what I will tell them. It's appointed unto man to die only but once. Because are we going to respond? Of course we have to. It's our job and duty to do so. We must do so. We are telling them so. When the time comes, you will not say you were not told. You will not say you were not told. Did you not see that people were killed at Onitsha? The so-called journalists, can't you see? Or you're waiting for your barrel of oil to come to tell you what to write. They send journalists to the zoo, they bribe them. They send diplomats, they bribe them. They corrupt everything they come to. Nigeria corrupts. Even the American ambassador in Nigeria is corrupt. Is corrupt beyond corruption. You cannot tell the people the truth. You cannot tell your country that these people are Islamizing everybody. They are killing people indiscriminately. They are poisoning the food supply. You don't tell them. Because of oil money. Because of oil money. You bring disgrace to a country like America. I tell you. The Zoo Army have reinstated 3,032 dismissed soldiers, according to their spokesman. Very sad indeed. The Zoo have arrested somebody with 1 billion cash in Niger. 1 billion cash in Niger. 1 billion naira. Very, very sad indeed. Another Awusa Fulani arrested with 1 billion. Our people are scavenging and working very hard all over the place. They said there are many of them in and around New York. You said there are up to 3 million Biafrans in New York? 3 million in New York. I'm sure in Maryland. There is nobody at Mbisa anymore. All of us is in Maryland in America. Mbisa is empty. If you are looking, if anybody is missing at Mbisa, if you go to Maryland in America, you find the person there. The villages are empty. In your villages, they sell only coffin, casket on the road. From Achingali all the way to Nyogu. Abatiosu left and right of the road. But you're in America enjoying. Of course, you're black, aren't you? From Africa. Useless, myopic, and selfish. How I wish one day Americans can wake up and send every black person packing. Apart from those who were born here, the original people that came here as a result of slave trade. But every modern African migrant, send the person back. We are lazy and we are wicked people. Blacks are lazy and wicked. You are in Maryland having fun. Throughout. Has anyone been there recently? Only coughing. All the way before Achingali on the right, you, instead of them to use that natural wood given by nature to build houses, as they do in America, Here, beautiful houses. A black man will rather prepare coffin, casket, and bring on the road, waiting for you to have accident and die and come and buy it. In the middle of the road, in the middle of a highway, they are selling casket and coffin. How about you? Black people from Africa, black in this OG. Where did you people get your wickedness from? That you can come out with AK-47, you point at somebody without even a candle on it, and you open fire. You see people coming, you just open fire. My goodness me. I have long given up. Ever since I knew the reason why Africa is poor, I no longer disturb myself nor go into debate. Because sometimes when you're traveling, you meet people, you want to go engage in a debate. Oh, how do we make Africa better? How do we make things better? I have discovered that you are not speaking to a human being but an animal who cannot reason. The capacity or the ability to reason is what makes you human, according to Mary Wollstonecraft. Or else you are an animal. To reason is one thing, to act on that reason is another. After all, black people from Africa go to the same Massachusetts Institute of Technology. They go to the same Yale, to the same Harvard, to the same UCLA. Japanese will leave MIT, go back to Tokyo, and develop a hybrid car. The ones who leave maybe from Sweden and go back and build a state-of-the-art aircraft. And the African will finish studying from MIT and go back and order people to go out and start shooting unarmed people. That is the difference. It's something in our genes. Something that predisposes us to wickedness and evil. That is why we are black and from Africa. Very, very wicked. We need to change that perception. We need to change that mindset. That is why we preach this gospel the way we do. We must change it. That mindset that allows you to come outside and begin to point aim gun at unarmed people and open fire. You are a very wicked person. Very wicked. Because you've lost the debate. You want to use fear and intimidation. That's happened everywhere. In South Africa they did. Every blessed week they shoot somebody dead. Did you stop them? Today South Africa is free. It doesn't matter how many of us you kill. One thing is certain, Biafra will come. And along the way we will exact revenge as we are coming. I'm telling you. Mark today's date and write it down. Say, I told you when I was in New York. We must avenge the death of our people. We must, at a time and place of our own choosing. The world is quiet, pretending they are deaf and dumb. No longer foreign correspondent. Everybody is quiet until our own madness starts. Then you have nonsense to write about. All I will do for you is to play this program back at you. That's all I will do. I won't talk to you. We'll play it back at you. They saw the wind. They must do the wind. Transferring all your officers away from Onitsha is not going to save you. If they like, let them have any more. Let them run into an anthole. We'll find them. Anywhere they run to, if they like, let them go and do plastic surgery. The same way that their bullets and their guns have made women childless, so shall we make them childless amongst men. I tell you, there will be revenge. There will be, I tell you. Let them keep hiding and keep running. As they are running now, they're looking over their shoulders, wondering what's going to come next. It will come. That I can assure you. And then after that, they will know that anything we say, we do it. No, I don't know. I want NBA to keep writing to satellite companies. I have your letter to send to me. NBC, National Broadcasting Commission. I have the letter that the idiot wrote to the company, threatening them to stop carrying our signal. Intelsat, where I have the letter. Useless people. As I said to them before, you will waste your money buying every satellite company in the world. I'm telling you, you are spending your money for not, or should I say Biafran money, because Hausa, you have nothing. You are parasites. What do you produce in Hausa land? Sand and house fly. What do you produce? Nothing. Because the British, they thought they, not the, yes, of course, British government, they thought they're very clever by giving power to Neanderthals, people who cannot reason very well. They think they can control everybody else. Look at the zoo today. Is it moving forward? The answer is no. The news in greater detail, please. If you're joining us for the very first time, we are live from the city of New York, in New York State, in America. The time now is 11:15 in the morning, 3 p.m. in the blessed land of Biafra, so also in England as well, in the UK. We must bring you our news in greater detail before our lines open. And if you don't have a pen and paper, try and get one. The number on which you can get us this very day is +1 631 949 0853. I repeat, +1 631 949 0853. I want this information circulated. I want it also put up on Radio Biafra website and every affiliated news media platform we are on, that throughout our stay in the USA, the number with which you can get hold of us is +1 631 949 0853. Mankind is listening. That is why we trend as the #1 radio station in the world. #1, bar none. That is what they're afraid of. If with nothing, next to nothing, they can trend as #1 in the world, imagine what they would do if they have money. Why don't we intimidate them? Why don't we kill them? Why don't we harass them? Maybe that way they can stop. Are you killing people from home, thinking our money comes from Biafra land or the zoo? You are mistaken. It's diaspora that funds it. And the people that do so, some of them are here with me from New York. Because every penny that goes into IPOB, Radio Biafra, is hard-earned. Hard-earned money. That is why we are successful at what we do. Anything we touch turns into gold. Because people who make honest living are the ones funding Radio Biafra. Our news in greater detail. The intolerance of Buhari, the Dulad of Daura, a child rapist. Anytime you're the head of state, including Obama, the time you were shaking the hands of Buhari, you were shaking the hands of a pedophile, a child rapist. You have 2 daughters. Imagine you shaking the hands of the same person that raped your last daughter. How would you feel? Obama, I'm asking. How would you feel to shake the hands of the man who raped your little girl? That's what it feels like. Anytime you shake the hands of Buhari, you are shaking the hands of a pedophile. For your information, what has this Dulad done? The Dulad of Daura, the Islamizing general who has come at the orders of the British and regrettably Obama to come and bring Islam to the zoo. Anybody who is in the right thinking mind, having looked at Buhari, what do you think he can do? Buhari, if not to kill innocent people. Has America come up to condemn the shooting of innocent people? By America, I mean Obama. How about the spokesperson at the White House? Why can't you come out and say to the world that the killing of unarmed people is evil? The same. What is the difference between Nigerian Navy and Boko Haram? The killing of defenseless innocent people. Why is it that when Boko Haram bombs go off, you report it in America? When Buhari is killing innocent people, nobody talks about it. What is the difference between Boko Haram and Buhari? Buhari gave the order for people to be shot dead. Boko Haram also go into places and kill innocent people. You report the one that Boko Haram is doing, but not the state-sanctioned killing by Buhari. You will report it. My goodness me. Very, very sad indeed. Let me give you the news in greater detail. The pedophile terrorist dictator of the zoo, the child rapist himself, Muhammad Buhari, has moved against Christian religious activities within the precincts of Aso Rock presidential villa. Are you listening? They are banning churches. I hope Obama is listening. David Cameron, you are listening. I hope you are all listening. The Aso Rock Villa Chapel, used by Jonathan, serves as the official church of Aso Rock, where Christian activities inside the presidential villa are conducted. According to an eyewitness who spoke to an online media platform, in fact the newspaper The Trent, on Thursday, September the 3rd, 2015, on condition of anonymity, heavily armed men stormed the church as they stormed Onitsha as well. That's heavily armed. When it comes to civilians, they are heavily armed. When it comes to fighting Boko Haram, we don't have equipment. Nothing is working. They did not buy us equipment. America give us guns. Ukraine send us weapons. But when it comes to storming a church, when it comes to killing unarmed Christians, you see the Sioux soldiers, the Nigerian soldiers, they come to the boil. All of a sudden, you found weapons to storm Asorok Chapel that serves as the official church within the presidential compound where Christian activities are held. But you stormed it, didn't you? My goodness me. Heavily armed men stormed the Asorok Chapel on Sunday, August 30th, before killing our people. They had to go and desecrate the church first. And then that evening, they gave the order, shoot everybody at Onitsha. They denied worshippers access to the church. Obama, I hope you're listening. I'm in America preaching. I hope you're listening to what you have done. This is the person you insisted must be in charge of the zoo. I don't know why American advisors, white people, did not prevail upon you to see the evil in Buhari. I don't know why.